until the morning sun. Tryna tell me love you are the only one. She drive the boat, tryna smoke while she hold my gun. Tryna tell me love you are the only one. She just wanna be my seat with the recline, even though she be fine, hit her with a decline. Is it just because I am the only one? She just wanna be my seat with the recline, even though she be fine, hit her with a decline. Is it just because I am the only one? Shut up the trees, she stay for the streets. I heard they lead, I'm all in the hood. I'm smoking the woods, she all I know is I'm rocking the mix. She told me how it feels, she know what it is. I come in the vet, I come for respect. I come for your neck, you know what it is. I'm smoking the weed, that's side with D. She on her knees, she just on the police. She know what it is, she from the hood. Bad was, I'm all in the car, popping a bra. She smoking the weed and drinking Douce. Shawty wanna pull up, shawty wanna pull up. Saying that she not a bimbo when she ride on 4 Giottos and she know she drop the bottle. Oh, she tryna pull up. Oh, she tryna pull up. Oh, she tryna pull up. Daddy wanna ride until the morning sun. Tryna tell me love you are the only one. She drive the boat, tryna smoke while she hold my gun. Tryna tell me love you are the only one. She just wanna be my seat with the recline, even though she be fine, hit her with a decline. Is it just because I am the only one? She just wanna be my seat with the recline, even though she be fine, hit her with a decline. Is it just because I am the only one?
Ride around my side of town, girl, you know how it's going down. You crazy, you just like to drive the boat, get dope, and stay wavy. You a fucking trees, you a fucking trees, you a for the street. Killer shot, she busted up like Selena. Ass bitch, she looking like she Trina. She ain't no contender, she only a beginner. Dirty nigga from Granada, bitch don't get nada. Bitch be rockin' Prada, only eat McDonald's. You crazy, you crazy, you crazy. You a Big Mac thing, you fucking lazy. You don't faze me, you fucking crazy. You ain't the only one, you ain't the only one. You ain't the only one, you ain't the only one. You ain't the only one, you ain't the only one.
Daddy wanna ride until the morning sun. Tryna tell me love you are the only one. She drive the boat, tryna smoke while she hold my gun. Tryna tell me love you are the only one. She just wanna be my seat with the recline, even though she be fine, hit her with a decline. Is it just because I am the only one? She just wanna be my seat with the recline, even though she be fine, hit her with a decline. Is it just because I am the only one? Fire! 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 Reppin' the road, foreign guys with my name and they tacos. These studies announce me, honestly, put the seat back in the Odyssey. Prodigy, little mama, wanna suck in the swallow me, whack ties. Welcome to the check-in report, ladies and gentlemen. I'm in the building, True and Living, with the Winter Storm Hateathon. I hope you guys are enjoying your evening. I hope you guys are safe in the comfort of your home. The East Coast of New York, well, let's say the East Coast of America is getting hammered with a winter storm. It's not as bad where I am right now. We're probably dealing with about maybe 10 to maybe 8 inches of snow. It's accumulating fast. A lot of it has turned into sleet. So I'm very anxious to see what tomorrow brings. If it will it continue? Will it continue to accumulate? I had to go to work today. But I wound up calling out because just the weather was just too out of control. But I do want to know, how are you guys holding up? How are you guys holding up? How are you guys feeling? How are you guys dealing with this winter storm? Are you good? Is it too much? Do you got the house packed up with a bunch of bread and milk? You got pantries and pantries of canned goods. I want to know how you're doing tonight. Did you prepare for this winter storm? Are you buckled in? Do you got your space heaters on and all that? You know, the first thing I think I should hate on is winter. You know, why not? Winter. Let's hate on winter. I think it's only right that we hate on winter, right? Winter, probably the worst season, right? I think it's fair to say that winter is the worst season. Let's be honest. Fire! Fire! Be honest. Hateathon. It's the hateathon. It's the hateathon. We tell the truth on the hateathon. Remember, hateathons are for. This is a place for you to get your hate on. Whoever you're hating on, whatever you're hating on, this is a place for you to get your hate on. And if we're going to talk about the first thing I should get my hate on, why shouldn't it be winter? Let's be honest about winter. When you become an adult, winter is probably the most liked probably the most liked season. You feel the coldness in your bones. You get sick every other day. Everybody's coughing, sneezing, germs everywhere, especially the kids. If you got kids, I mean, it's hard to stay away from these kids. You know, they're getting sick every 5 minutes. The snow, the black ice. It's all a headache. When we were kids, right? We enjoyed the winter. You know, we enjoyed, throwing snowballs, making snowmen. Now, when you look at the winter, you don't even see kids out there. Remember back in the day, there were kids out there shoveling snow, building snowmans, all a relic of the past. I was out there shoveling today. I didn't see no kids out there. I remember when I was coming up, there were kids out there. They were going from home to home to home. Yeah, we'll shovel your walkway. We'll shovel your drive-through. We'll take care of that for you. You know, they go up to an elderly couple, they shovel out the driveway, they shovel out the walkway. And then that elderly couple, they give them a few dollars. Kids ain't doing that no more. Kids ain't coming out there shoveling like that. They said, screw you. I gotta make this Twitch content. I gotta make this TikTok video. I gotta play Fortnite. I don't got time to shovel your walkway. $20 to shovel your walkway. I can make more doing that I can make more than that on TikTok. These kids ain't shoveling snow no more. What happened to the kids that were shoveling snow? Like, I think at this particular time, and a lot of people have said that, when you get older, nobody likes the winter. I'm not a fan of the winter. I'm not a fan of the aching of the bones. I'm not a fan of the cold weather hitting me all in my neck, being cold every 5 seconds, sneezing, coughing, flu. Oh, did we even get into the flu? Every season, somebody wants to jab something into your arm. All byproducts of the winter. The winter. Oh, let me put Old Man Winter up there. Old Man Winter. Old Man Winter. Nobody's a fan of Old Man Winter. We like Hot Girl Summer. We like No Nut Fall. We like what springtime. These are seasons that we can get jiggy with. These are seasons that we can thrive in, that is habitable. But when we get to Old Man Winter, Old Man Winter, this is not a season that we are a fan of. I'm in the house. I got the space heater on. My feet are cold. I gotta make a hot pot of tea every 5 minutes to keep my throat warm. Pause. Keep myself from getting sick. I'm taking vitamin C pills to prevent myself from getting sick. It's a nasty season. And I got a vacation coming up. Soon. And the last thing I'm trying to do is get sick before I go on vacation. That's another thing that the winter brings. Getting sick before your vacation. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of the winter. Anybody here that is a fan of the winter? Some people like winter weather, you know? Kenzo says, salute to Kenzo. He says, right? Yeah, things are changing and not for the better in all aspects. I agree. You know, what happened, like I said, what happened to the young people that would go out there and shovel? Let me put them on the screen for 1 second. Let me put them on the screen. Young people shoveling snow. What happened? What happened to young kids going out there shoveling snow? I don't see them out there anymore. Is Fortnite more important? Is Twitch more important? You'd rather see your grandmama, your Mima, slip and fall on a patch of ice. Twitter's more important. You'd rather your Mima slip and fall on a patch of ice than to be a respectable young man and shovel it for your grandma. These kids are ungrateful. Fire! 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 Kids in my day, they would shovel the snow. Now, yes, did they want to be compensated? Yes. Yes. We were cool with a little $5 here, a little $10, a little $20 here. You know, depending on your property. If you had a big property and we took care of your whole property, we would pay you. I mean, we would get paid for the services that we did. We would make some bread. I don't see kids doing that no more. I think Twitch is just more important. You know, all of these other things that they got going on are just more important than, you know, shoveling snow in their communities. But how are you guys holding up in your areas? How are you dealing with this winter storm? You know, different areas are being impacted differently. Maybe should I look at that? Let me see if I could. We should look at some videos online. Look at the snow. Look at the snow. See what's going on out there. Snow. New York. Snow. Let's see what's going on out there. Let's see. See what's going on out there. Hold on. I don't think it's as bad as people made it seem. Do I think it's accumulating? Yes. See, I see a bunch of grown men out there. Where are the kids at? Like I said, why don't we see kids out there shoveling snow like we used to? Do kids shovel snow anymore? Can anybody tell me, do kids shovel snow anymore? Because I don't see them out there. Maybe we should hit on these. Maybe we should, hate on these ungrateful kids that don't shovel snow, man. Maybe we need to be hating on them. Hateathon on these kids that ain't shoveling this damn snow. Let me see this. Oh, that's a bear. Oh. Yeah, man, but it's coming down. It's coming down pretty hard. Let me know how you guys are impacted by the snow. Is it hitting your area crazy? Is it hitting your area tell me how many inches are you being hit with, being plowed with, being hammered with? Is your area being impacted by the snow? Is your area being hammered by the snow? We want to know. Let us know. Today's a hateathon. I'm pretty much getting my hate on. The first person that I really wanted to hate on today, I wanted to hate on J. Cole. Remember, this is a hateathon, and just to let you guys know, on a hateathon, and let me tell people on Thread, because on Thread, I like to keep people updated on what I'm doing on Thread. Salute the FBA. FBA says hammered and blowed is wild. Yeah. I did that intentionally. Hammered and plowed. Let me know if your town is getting hammered and plowed by the by the snow. Yeah, I use that intentionally. The first person I wanted to get my hate on, and please, if you have anybody to hate on, put it in the comment section. I want to know, who should we be hating on. This is a hateathon. I'm getting my hate on tonight. I'm getting my hate on. All right. So I'm gonna be throwing some suggestions out there. The first person I wanted to hate on today. This is a winter storm hateathon, mind you. So we're here to get our hate off. We're here to get the hate off. Anything you've been feeling. If you want to take the time to hate on someone, take the time out to hate on an individual, a person, a place, a thing. This is the hateathon. Get your hate on, right? So the first person I want to hate on is J. Cole. Now you may say, why True and Living? Why Check-in Report? Why are you hating on Jermaine Cole? I'm hating on Jermaine Cole because I think he's one of the most corniest rappers of all time. I don't care that he can rap. And yes, I will admit, J. Cole can rap his ass off. He's one of the best rappers in the game. I think he's a pretty great rapper. But the nigga is corny. Fire! 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 And let's be real about J. Cole. He's been corny. Fire! 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 I mean, shall we go down the track record? Let's start as at his inception, right? Actually, let's go back to this. Let's start at Jermaine Cole's inception, right? Let's start with the first album, right? Because we have to be honest here about J. Cole. He's one of the most corniest rappers of all time. I believe, and this is my opinion, I believe he's always just been happy with being in the same conversation with, the Drakes, the Kendricks. He's just happy to be there. I really believe he never had intention on being the best. He never wanted to be considered the best. He never wanted to be considered the top guy. He was always happy with just being in the conversation. And in my opinion, you can't just be happy with being in the conversation. You have to go for the spot. If you are going to be considered one of the best, if people are going to be putting you on that pedestal, if people are going to be calling you that, you got to go for the crown. He was happy with just being there. I mean, literally. But let's start. We're going to get to, a lot of things when it comes to J. Cole. And let me know, like I said, let me know who you guys are hating on. Let me know if you guys have anybody you want to hate on. But my first person that I want to hate on is J. Cole. Let's start at the beginning, right? Let's start at the beginning. J. Cole, the sideline story. What a garbage debut. J. Cole, your album put people to sleep. This was a trash debut. This was a boring debut. This was a mediocre debut. When we talk about the big three, right? When we talk about the big three, J. Cole, Drake, Kendrick Lamar. And we think of the albums. We think of the Take Cares, the Nothing Was the Sames, the Pimp a Butterfly, damn, Good Kid, Mad City. When we think of the debut, even Thank Me Later, I think Thank Me Later is a better quality album than this trash that I got on the screen here, The Sideline Story. J. Cole came into the game very mediocre, very boring. I remember they had a nickname for J. Cole when he came into the game. It was Snore World. Instead of Cole World, it was Snore World. He put rappers to sleep. He put the fans to sleep. His music was boring, and he put out mediocre album after mediocre. This album was trash. His debut album was trash. You know, let me go to some of the hits. Workout, I mean, that was just a Kanye, you know, homogenous single he put out. We Got a Good Thing. That shit was trash. But the radio ate it up. The radio ate it up. And, you know, I think Jay-Z back then probably paid some payola, allegedly, to make that single go somewhere, because, I mean, that single was trash in hindsight. When we go back to that single was trash. The Workout single, that was trash. Then you got Can't Get Enough. I think that was the song with yeah, 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 yeah. Can't Get Enough, Can't Get Enough. That was another trash single. Fire, 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 fire. So J. Cole puts out a two trash singles, and he puts out all of this garbage, and he puts out a mediocre album, right? So he came into the game very mediocre, very run-of-the-mill, but this was his beginning. This was his upstart. You know, we're not going to get into the mixtapes. And then you get into the next album, right? Truly Yours was a, what was that, an EP? We're not going to get into that. Let's get into, yeah, we're not going to get into the EPs. We're only going to go to the albums, right? I think the next thing was Born Sinner, right? Born Sinner. You come into the game. Now remember, your sophomore album is supposed to break through the norms, right? Your sophomore album is supposed to show people two things, right? If you had a successful debut, it's supposed to show people that you are going to continue to put out quality work, right? That's if you had a successful debut. If you didn't have a successful debut, your sophomore album is supposed to trump your first work.
You don't find that suspicious?
And with J. Cole, that did not happen.
You don't find that suspicious?
He put out another mediocre album with Born Sinner.
Fire! 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 Fire!
Two mediocre albums. And then, what was that song he had when he was talking about Nas? I let Nas down. Oh, I let Nas down. That song made me throw up in my mouth. Fire! 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 Talking about I let Nas down. Nigga, grow some balls. Grow some balls. That's what, like, J. Cole was one of the moist. People give Drake a lot of flack for being moist, right? But at least with Drake, at least when he makes his song, at least it's about a woman. At least it's about him falling in love. You know, everybody's had their heart broken. J. Cole made a song about breaking Nas's heart. What type of mook ish is that? Fire! 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 Like, you over here talking about I let Nas down. I was disgusted at that song. But I'm not gonna lie, he had some hits on here. I think Power Trip was probably uh one of the first successful singles he had. I like Power Trip. That was one of the first successful singles that he had. But this was another mediocre album. So now keep in mind, he put out 2 mediocre albums. He was pretty much known as at this point in time in his career, we were looking at him as like, yo, this nigga, he's I don't even think it was a big 3 discussion at this point in his career. Because at this point in time, there was a lot of people in that running. There was a lot of people that were still competing. You had Big Sean, you had Wale, you had Meek Mill, you had the Rockies, you had a lot of different people that was still, competing for that spot. Drake was still solidified in that spot, but you still had people competing for number 2, number 3, right? So you put out 2 mediocre albums. And then you come into 2014 Forest Hills Drive, right? Now, a lot of people like to say that this is his magnum opus, right? Keep in mind, 2014 was one of the weakest years in hip-hop on the mainstream level. On the mainstream level, it was one of the weakest years of hip-hop. Hip-hop was in a decline at this point in time. None of the major artists really put out any works that year. I remember this year vividly. I was not listening to J. Cole. I was listening to Young Thug this year. For me, it was all Young Thug mixtape music. I was listening to Rich Gang Volume 1. I was listening to Hookah with Tyga and Young Thug. I was listening to, I think Mustard had at least 3-4 songs. This was the year when Mustard was going crazy. I think Mustard had a song with Kid Ink and Chris Brown that was going crazy. YG and him was going crazy. This was the year Mustard was going crazy with the hits. This was not no quality year of J. Cole, but people love saying that this was his best year. This was a weak year in hip hop. On a mainstream level, I'm saying, on a mainstream level. And then you got the song. I just want to get into some of his songs here. You got the song Wet Dreams when he talks about losing his virginity. He goes from letting Nas down to busting his cherry. You can't tell me this is not one of the corniest niggas. You had a nigga make a record about breaking Nas' heart, and then on the next album he's talking about losing his cherry. I just feel like he's been one of the corniest rappers of all time. This is just my subjective opinion, right? I'm not asking anybody to subscribe to how I feel. This is just my opinion, right? What's next? I think he had this album For Your Eyes Only. I think that album kind of flopped. For Your Eyes Only. This album kind of flopped. A lot of people like this album too. I didn't enjoy this album. I heard that this was a sentimental piece of work for him that he wrote for someone. I didn't enjoy the album, so I feel like this was another flop. And I feel like KOD was a point that he started to not make better albums, because this was a bad album as well. This was just another bad album.
Fire! 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 Fire!
But I felt like after KOD, he started to be a little bit more competitive. I felt like after this album, he even though that this was a bad album, I felt like he started to be a little bit more competitive and go into a realm of, I want to be the best. Because after this album, I feel like he goes on an incredible feature run. Does he have bad album after bad album after bad album? Yes. But I felt like after this album, he went on an incredible feature run, right? And then we get into 2020. We'll skip all the way to 2024, right? We'll skip the off season and all those other albums. And then he participates in a battle. After he participates in the battle, he deletes the song in one of the weakest moves in hip hop history. Let's play that clip. Let's go back to that. Let's go back to that because we have to go because this was a moment we got to go back to. We got to go back to the apology. Let's go back to the apology. Like I said, I feel like he's one of the corniest rappers of all time.
Nah, I gotta get these on.
Nah, let me go to the full. I need to see that nigga on the screen. I need to see that nigga in full screen. Give me 1 second. I want to see that nigga apologizing. I want to see him apologizing on the jumbotron. I need to see it. I think that is the only video, right? Let's get into the apology.
But, nah, I gotta get these off. I gotta get these off. So look, I wanna do this song right now for y'all. I wanna do this song. Let me grab this motherfucker. I wanna do this song for y'all right now. But before I do it, I just wanna talk to y'all for a second. This song right here is...
And I feel like this is my opinion. And again, I'm not saying that, you know, you should subscribe to this affiliate. I'm not saying that you should subscribe to this point of view that I have. But I feel like this was one of the weakest moves in hip hop history. You go on stage. Remember, you're in front of your fans, J. Cole, and you start slobbing the knob of Kendrick Lamar because you're scared to get in a battle. I felt like this was one of the weakest moves. And I'm not going to judge him for, getting out of that battle. I felt like if he felt like in his heart that this was not something he wanted to do, I'm not mad at him for that, right? I'm not mad at him for that. I'm not mad at him for saying, you know what? In hindsight, I'm not mad at him for doing that. But at the end of the day, it was still one of the weakest moves in hip-hop history. J. Cole, we know good and damn well you and Kendrick was never gonna, it was never gonna get to a point where you guys were going to, be in the middle of the street shooting at one another. And I know people look at the Drake and Kendrick thing and say, shit, it could have been like that. But I don't think it would have gotten to that level, in my opinion. But I don't judge J. Cole for making that move if he felt like it was better for him. But at the end of the day, just like if you had to deal with the consequences of being in that battle, you got to deal with the consequences of coming, pulling out of that battle. You got to deal with both consequences. Yes, J. Cole. You felt like it didn't sit well with your spirit. You felt like this was not something that you wanted to do. This was not something that reflected you. You felt like, all of the negative things that you felt like was going to come with this battle. And you felt like, I didn't want to be a part of this. I understand where you're coming from, right? And I know you didn't want to deal with the consequences of being in that battle. But J. Cole, now you have to deal with the consequences of pulling out of that battle. And the consequences of pulling out of that battle is we can't look at you as the best rapper anymore. That's dead.
Fire! Fire! Fire!
You can't.
Fire!
Yeah. We can't look at you as the top guy anymore. We can't look at you as a competitive MC anymore. We can't look at you as someone who's willing to show everyone that he is the best rapper anymore. We can't look at you like that. Can you still be an incredible rapper? Yes. Can you still be make great songs, great bodies of work, great rap songs? Yes, you can still do all of that, J. Cole. But in terms of being the best rapper, right? And willing to put that on the table, put that title and go for that title, you will never be looked at like that. We can't look at you like that. That's over with. So on this Fall Off album that you got coming out, I don't want to hear no competitive bars, bro. I don't want to hear no bars about I'm the best, I'm the greatest, I'll battle in NAMC and I'll do this to NAMC and I'll rip this MC's head off and yada yada. I don't want to hear no competitive bars. I want to hear bars about sunflower seeds, roses, architecture, life in the hood, life in the ghetto. I want to hear you rap. But I don't want to hear you rap anything about being competitive anymore. Though your rapping competitively days are over. I don't want to hear you throw no subs at nobody because they said you threw a sub at Jay-Z on your last song. I don't want to hear no subs to no MC because when it came time for you to put that title to the test, for you to show everybody I am the best, I will rip I will rip Drake's head off. I will rip Kendrick's head off. You tuck your tail and you ran. We can't unsee that. And like I said, yes, J. Cole, there were going to be consequences with you being in a battle with Kendrick. But the fact of the matter is you wrote and made a song. You put the damn song out. Then you deleted the song. We can't unsee that. We can't undelete that from our heads, from our mental states. You did that. You withdrew from a battle. So I don't want to hear no just keep in mind. No more competitive bars. I don't want to hear no bars at Drake, no Kendrick bars, Jay-Z. I don't want to hear you rapping against nobody. Rap about sunflower seeds, rap artistically, rap. But no more competitive bars. Kendrick and J. Cole fans have to realize that. We don't want to hear that no more. Majority of people don't want to hear him rap competitively anymore. No more rapping competitively. Just chill, rap about ice cream and things of that nature. But that's all I got to say in terms of that. That's all I have to say in terms of that. In terms of J. Cole. Is there anybody else that we should be hateathoning right now? Is there anybody we should be hateathoning? Is there anyone that we should be hateathoning right now? Any suggestions? Salute to Sinclair. I see Sinclair's in the building. What's up, Sinclair? Is there anybody we should be hateathoning? Who should we be hateathoning? Is there anyone? I heard, maybe we should get into Jim Jones, Jimmy Neutron. Maybe we should get into Jimmy Neutron. Hold on, Jim Jones, right? Because Jim Jones has been running around telling people that he's the one who is responsible for Kid Cudi's career. Hold on, Jim Jones, Kid Cudi. Yeah, Jim Jones has been running around telling people I'm responsible for Kid Cudi. You would have never heard of Kid Cudi if it wasn't for
I would
me.
have never known Kid Cudi if I didn't
See?
remix the record in New York City. I made that the biggest record in New York City. It wasn't Kid Cudi. Nobody knew who Kid Cudi was. Kid Cudi became about because he had video directors that I wanted them to do a video, and I asked them to show me a video they did before. And
Now, let me tell you what the problem here is. The problem here is New York niggas always think that they are the end all be all. They think that, you know, the world revolves around them. Jake, you know, I'm Jaco. Jim Jones made this corny Day and Night song. He remixed Day and Night, and it was very bad. Let's go to it. Jim Jones, Day and Night. He sounded so monotone and just trash on this track. And I remember they did play this song on the radio. They did play this. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. What is going on? Hold on, y'all. They did play this record on the radio. Day and Night remix.
Jones, we born to die, for real. So I get high just like I'm born to fly to the moon. I'm in the court with marijuana eyes.
This nigga Jomo was whack. He sounded trash on this record. And I will be honest. They did play this record on radio back in the day. On the radio, they played this record, but it was whack then and it's whack now. And he's been running around saying that, yo, I'm responsible for Kid Cudi's career. You are not. This was a local thing. That record, that remix record that I just played, that was a local thing. That wasn't something that was being played in Ohio or Cali or any of that, and or even globally. And Kid Cudi had to set the record straight. Let's play Kid Cudi's. Let's play Kid Cudi's version of what happened with the whole Jim Jones thing, and him saying that Jim Jones is responsible for his career. Kid Cudi had to set the record straight.
Starting my day.
Let's play this.
And you know, I see something online that I have to address, right? So Jim Jones, first off, we love Jim Jones, right? Like, I grew up on Jimmy. Like, he's the homie. I met him when I was coming up. He was cool, right? Jimmy, I'm going to address you directly, my nigga. You talking about how you are responsible for my success is a lie. You need to stop lying to people. You get on your little podcast and you start gossiping and talking shit, and everybody on your podcast don't know the truth. So they're all agreeing with you. But if you look under the comments under that post, you'll see people are letting you know what time it is. You know, this is part one. I got more to say. Day and Night was already a hit record before you touched it, my nigga. I put it on my MySpace, it blew up. Okay? I had an entire mixtape. I was on my way. Motown was courting me. Kanye wanted to sign me. All because of Day and Night, because I put it on my MySpace and it blew up, my nigga. It blew up. I can promise you that Sylvia Rhone did not listen to your remix and say she wanted to sign me. That is not why I have a record deal, bro. Nothing you're talking about is the truth. How do you think I had a music video? I was shooting a music video I was already on. You saw a hit record and jumped on it, my nigga. Like, you didn't make me, man. You didn't make me. So, like, you got to stop telling these tales, my nigga. Like, you got to stop. I want to shout out everybody that's been in the comments letting this nigga know what the truth is. You know, but it's...
And that's what he said, I agree with. You know, Jim Jones. Jim Jones. Let me ask this question. Why is Jim Jones always trying to diminish someone else's career? First, it was Nas. He said Nas, I'm better than Nas, and Nas, I'm more relevant than Nas. And first, you're trying to belittle the Nas of the career of Nasir Jones. Then you try to diminish Cameron's career. You try to say, I created Dipset and I threw on the pink and it was me, me, me. And now here you are trying to diminish another person's career. When in reality, Jim Jones, you are the one with the mediocre career.
Fire! Fire! Fire!
Let's put that nigga Joe Mo on the screen. Hold on. Let's talk about this nigga Joe Mo for a second. This is a hateathon. Let's talk about this nigga Joe Mo. Let's talk about this nigga Joe Mo. Not that Jim Jones, the rapper Joe Mo. Well, let's put Jim on the screen for a second. Jim Jones, you keep trying to diminish all these people's careers, when in reality you are the person with the mediocre career. You said that you were better than Nas. Nas has more platinum albums than you. Nas has more Hot 100 entries than you. Nas is critically acclaimed. You're not. Nas has he has multiple classic albums. You don't have one. But you sat there trying to diminish the man's career for what? Could it be that you don't feel fulfilled in your career? Could it be that your career was a flash in the pan? In all reality, your career was a flash in the pan. In reality, Jim Jones, if we're going to be honest about your career, if we're going to be totally honest, Jim Jones, you were a one-hit wonder.
Fire! 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 Fire!
If we're going to be honest. If we're going to be totally honest and totally, transparent here. After balling, where did your career go after that? Where did your career go after balling? And then you go on to try to diminish the career of Cameron. Cameron was already an established artist before he even met you. Excuse me, not before he met you, but before you got into the game. Cameron was what, 2 albums deep before the Dipset movement started? What he had, Confessions of Fire, SDE. This is all before the Dipset movement started. But you trying to diminish his career. For what? You had nothing to do with the pink. You had nothing to do with picking out those hitmaker beats that crafted the Dipset sound. We all know that was Joel Santana. Joel Santana was the one that picked those beats. So Cameron had the foundation and Joel's picked those beats. But here you are trying to take all the credit. And then we get to Kid Cudi. Jim Jones, you had nothing to do with the career of Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi had a global record. Day and Night is a global record. That record went off in places and spaces that was miles away from New York. We're talking about Sweden, England, South America. That was a global record, Day and Night. And trust me, they never played your trash Day and Night version, Jim Jones. Let's be real. It was a New York thing. Because back then, you used the hop-on record, and that's what New York rappers did. They used to hop-on records, remix them. Nothing new. But that's what you did. You hopped on the record, and you remixed it. New York radio picked it up. They played the record. They liked the record. It was catching some steam in New York. But that's as far as it went. It never went outside of the tri-state. They wasn't playing your version. I can assure you, Jim Jones, they was not playing your version in California. They was not playing your version in Ohio, Mississippi, Chattanooga. You were always and will forever be a regional rapper. You're not a hip hop legend, Jim Jones. Dipset is a legendary group, and yes, you are a part of that. But you solo, you are not a hip hop legend, Jim Jones. You will forever be Cameron's little man's.
Fire! Fire! Fire!
You will forever be Cameron's weed carrier. That's what they called them. That's what they called Jim Jones back then. You know, a rapper that had an entourage, and and let's say if he wasn't a hype man, they would call him the weed carrier. Jim Jones was the weed carrier. Cameron has already let it be known that he never considered you the muscle. You were never the muscle of the crew. He said that he never considered you the muscle. He said he would consider Freaky Zeke more the muscle than you. So you were never the muscle. You were never the best rapper. That had to be between Cameron and Joel's. And if you add J.R. Ryder and the 40 Cows and the Hell Wells, I would think you would even go lower. So you were never considered the best rapper in Dipset. You didn't pick none of the production. We all know that Joel Santana was the one who picked that Heatmakers production. So he was the mind and the sound behind the Dipset production. So in reality, Jim Jones, you was just a nigga in front of the camera, throwing up the blood sign and scrunching up your face. You had nothing to add to the Dipset movement, but that.
Fire! Fire! Fire!
You was just a nigga scrunching up your face, scrunching up your face. You know, he always got that look on his face like he just drunk a bowl of sour milk, right? His face is all scrunched up, mean mug. I bet he mean mug his own mother. I believe he mean mug when he goes to the family reunion. He's mean mugging everybody. He mean mugs people at his birthday parties. His child's christening. He's mean mugging the baby. He's always mean mugging. And I think that's what his part was in the Dipset movement. You was just a nigga in the background with the flag in your hand, throwing up gang signs and scrunching up your face. Because we all know you didn't know how to rap back then. You know, as of recent years, you have, worked on your craft and you've gotten better. But, during the peak years of Dipset, you didn't know how to rap. You wasn't a good rapper. You was the wackest rapper in Dipset. That's a fact. I think Jaja was better than you.
Fire! 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 Fire!
I would take Jaja and SAS over you. You was a bad rapper back then.
Fire! 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 Fire!
But here you are continually diminishing everybody else's career. Why? Why? I just want to know why. Why does he feel like he has to diminish everybody else's career? This is the third time he's done it. He did it to Cameron. He did it to Kid Cudi. He did it to Nas. These are three rap legends. Kid Cudi's a rap legend. Cameron's a rap legend. Nas is a rap legend. Three hip hop legends. He's tried to diminish their careers. Why? And then when we go further into your career, a lot of people say that you didn't even write Ballin'. A lot of people say that you never wrote Ballin'. A lot of people say Jim Jones didn't write Ballin'. That was Max B. That was Stack Bundles. They say Stack Bundles and Max B wrote that song. So the one hit that we're giving you, they're claiming that someone else wrote it. They're saying that Stack Bundles on Max B wrote that record for you. Yeah, you know, the thing with Jim Jones, man, I'm not a fan of Jim Jones. You know, back in the day I was. But he just got a real nasty little attitude. You know, he seems like a swindler. I don't like the way he handled the Max B situation or the Stack Bundle situation. I felt like what Cameron said is true. You should have put them brothers out. You should have put them out. Maybe I should find that video where Cameron says he said Jim Jones, you know, Jim Jones, you should have put them brothers out. You should have gave them niggas a record deal. Why didn't Jim Jones get Stack Bundles a record deal? Why didn't he get Max B a record deal? Why was he putting all their music on his projects, his mixtapes? Hold on. Because they were already hot on the streets. Jim Jones, hold on, Cameron Live, Jim Jones, Max. Let me see if I can find that. It is that video. I don't want the whole version. It was like a 2-hour version. Yeah, I don't want to play the 2-hour version. Let me see.
The reason I'm doing this right now is because
this is where Cameron was talking about the Max B situation and Jim Jones and all of that stuff like that. I think that he gets into it here.
Jim Jones went and did an interview with Master Flex. Okay, so let me start by saying this, man. I'm Cameron Giles. I'm from 101 West 140th Street. Born and raised, that's where I grew up at. Notable people from my neighborhood that you may know. Big Al.
Let me see.
Max B.
Hold on.
He said, you always just coming home. So I said, he said, yo, Flea, you know how I rap now, let's get this shit clicking like Dorothy's heels. I said, yo, I laugh like that because I couldn't take him seriously. Because this is my man, he from my building. I'm like, you rap now, Max? I mean, Charlie, he like, yeah, my name is Bigger Valley. I said, Bigger Valley? He said, I'm Biggie and Tupac mixed in one. But I'm laughing again because, like I said, I know this dude from my building. And, you know, I couldn't really take Max serious because I didn't see the potential because, you know, I'm not God. I don't always catch every artist and be like, oh, how you miss this nigga? I just didn't see it because I fuck with him. And I didn't hear him rap at that time. I never heard him rap. So I guess Jim, some type of way, got with Max. I don't know how Mike Bruno got with Jim and they got together. So Jim called me like, yo, I'm gonna fuck with Max B. And I was like, yo, go ahead, do your thing. I didn't know it would be this type of situation. I'm just being totally honest. I didn't know. So, you know, even when they start beefing niggas from my block, like, how the fuck you let that go down, Cam? And I'm like, yo, cut this shit. You ain't know Charlie was gonna be this good. Cut it out. You ain't know Charlie was gonna be this fucking good. Yeah, but no, but now it's fucked up. Him and Jim beefing now, man, fuck it, man. I'm like, yo.
Hold on.
Jim Jones beef. I don't really know how that shit started, but Max B always come to me on the block. Like, Flea, man, get me out, let me come fuck with you. I said, man, I'm gonna keep it 100, bro.
Hold on.
But I just didn't know, and I'm being totally honest. So he's forming this bird gang shit, and I'm like, I thought we all supposed to be the diplomat.
He had these artists, and then like somebody.
Here you go. He talks about how he wasn't putting out the artists.
That's what I'm saying. You have Max B. You got Stack Bundles. Them two alone. Put them out. You could have ate, you know what I'm saying? Jim kept using them for his albums instead of putting them out. And like I be telling people, I'm like, you know, Jim, if you think about it, just think about it. And like I said, I gotta always say no shade because everybody can say, Jim never put no artists out. Jim has never put an artist out. I got all the artists. I got all the talent. I was in the street recruiting all these rappers.
Why didn't Jim Jones ever put out Max B? Why didn't he ever put out Stack Bundles? Why didn't he ever get them niggas record deals? They were hot on the streets. Stack Bundles was hot on the streets. Max was hot on the streets. Why was he putting them on 100 mixtapes for himself? How many Bird Gang like 2 Bird Gang mixtapes? All these mixtapes, you got them on your songs, you got them writing songs for you, but you won't get these niggas a deal. You had Mel Murder. You put him in Bird Gang like he was some talent like that. You had 2 stars on your label and you wasn't letting them eat. So yeah, I always felt like he dropped the ball on Max and Stacks. But that's just my opinion, right? Listen, y'all. I was hoping more people would be involved in the Hateathon. So a lot of people ain't really giving me suggestions of who to hate on. So listen, I'm gonna close out. Y'all. Listen, y'all have a good night. Y'all enjoy this winter storm. Y'all stay safe in this winter storm. And I'll probably see you guys another time, man. Yeah, we out, y'all. Y'all stay safe though. Y'all stay safe in this winter storm, all right? Y'all be safe. All right. Actually, hold on. Hold on. Cause I was about to cut the live, but I'm thinking, you know what, let's just stay on and just cause this will probably be a throwaway show anyway. So let's watch a video. Let's watch a police. Let's watch a police video. Cause this will probably be a throwaway show. Let's watch a police video, y'all. Cause I don't really have nothing to talk about. Y'all don't have any suggestions. So I'm gonna watch some videos. Let me see. Give me 1 second. I've been watching you for so very long, trying to get my courage up, be so strong. Oh, we're gonna watch some police videos. There was one that, hold on, let me see something. Let's see if I can find this video. Let's watch some police videos. Because I don't really have nothing to talk about, y'all. There's been a few that I saved, but I never really got to. Hold on. Body Cam Ninja. Hold on. Let me see. Body Cam Ninja. There's a video that I wanted to see here. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? Where is this video? Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to find this video. Yeah, it's the Wendy's. Some nigga who worked at Wendy's. Yeah, this nigga. Body cam video, right? Wendy's employee shows up to work high, doesn't end well. Now, let me say this, right? Because this is a hateathon. I don't like people that work at fast food restaurants and they don't have professionalism. I don't like that. So I'm going to add that to the docket of people of things I hate. I don't care what job you work at, if it's minimum wage or not, whatever it is, right? You should have some professionalism when you work there. Don't show up to the work high. Don't show up belligerent. Don't show up with this attitude. Have some professionalism. You're working this job. Have some professionalism. So when people show up to work high, I don't like that. I don't like that. So let's watch this video of this Wendy's employee high off his rocker. Let's see how this ended up. Let's take a look at this video. Well, check this out. Let's see what this is all about.
19th, 2024, officers responded to Wendy's after an employee called police and reported that her coworker was causing a massive disturbance.
How you doing?
Really, let me show you his exes because I know that I'm not still going to lose
you hear the Negro in the back yelling all of this belligerent. Listen, man, when you work at these places again, right? Have some professionalism. Stop talking like a Negro. Put on your white man voice. Listen, you're working for Wendy's, respectfully. How much you want to bet, right? Let's hear me out, right? How much you want to bet when he was in this job interview, he wasn't talking like that, right? How much you want to bet? How much do you want to bet? When he was in the job interview process, it was all, yes, sir. No, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, I could make it at that time, sir. But when you get the job and when you've been there for a couple of weeks, you've been putting the fries in the bag and all of that, you've been burning the hot hamburgers and you're comfortable, then you start talking like a belligerent Negro. Then you start acting all rambunctious. Then you're coming with the company uniform, you got your pants sagging. I don't like that. When you work for a company, have some professionalism. Have some professionalism. You chose to work here. Have some professionalism when you're working there, when you're clocked in there. Let's get back into it. And they say he showed up high to the workplace.
When we roam this earth, and but it's still order. You don't know. Hey! They can call the police. How can you call the police?
Come here, hey, come here and talk to me, man.
Leave him alone, he good.
Nah, it ain't none of that. Now, I'm here now.
That's all it is, sir.
Hey, come talk.
I'm sorry.
Come holler.
I'm sorry, it's you.
Oh, now he talking about sorry. Now he's sorry. When the police show up, now he's sorry. Now he's sorry when the police show up. Now he's sorry. Yeah, but you have some decorum when you work for these places. When you work for these places, have some decorum.
When something comes out of me, it's just the passion that I keep, sir.
I got you.
Oh, now the nigga's rapping.
You don't find that suspicious?
Nigga, I don't want to hear you spit a hot 16. Put the fries in the bag. Flip the burger. Nigga, go make me a Baconator. I don't want to hear your 16. This is what's wrong with a lot of the youth, man. They high on drugs. They want to work, right? They want to work, but you want to be high when you're in work. It don't work like that. Put the fries in the bag. Do your little shift. When you get off your shift, go get your little nickel bag of Coke or whatever you do and go crazy. But when you're on the work premises, go do your damn job.
Fire! 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 Fire!
I don't want to hear your 16. I want my damn Baconator. I want my Frosty. I want my large fry. I want my crispy chicken sandwich. I don't want to hear your hot 16. What's wrong with this dude?
So if I know my rights a little bit, that I try to educate myself, right?
Educate. Oh my goodness. This.
Please.
Could you come talk to me and tell me what's going on? All right, let's go see what's going on.
Yes, sir. But please.
And what type of drug do you think? Let me put this in. Let me ask y'all. What type of drug do you think that this Negro is on? I'm curious, bro. Let me put this in. Let me put this in the chat. What drug is this Negro on? We're gonna put that in the chat. Oh, give me 1 second. We're gonna put that in the chat. We're gonna put that in the chat. Sinclair says a coworker. It's about to get good. Yeah, I think the coworker called the police on him. I want to know what drug is he on. What drug is this Negro on? Coke. A pill. Let me see. I want to know. I want to know what drug is he possibly on. It could be some K2 too. I might have to put that as a. You know, it might be some. It might be some. You know, some sprayed weed. It's either some sprayed weed or a pill. I'm gonna have to go with those two because I can't put three choices. Let's get back to the video though. Either sprayed weed, because the sprayed weed, a lot of people don't know about the sprayed weed. That's why a lot of these YNs are crazy. That's why a lot of them are out of their mind, because a lot of them smoke sprayed weed. They get weed and they spray it with something, and that's why they got all these chemicals going off into their head, and they're out of control. So I'm thinking either he took a pill or maybe he's doing some sprayed weed or something like that. That's why he's acting like a belligerent Negro. Let's get back into it.
If I wanted to exercise my, may I ask a question?
Go ask him, okay? Follow him, okay? Follow him.
I respect that, sir.
I got you. Follow him.
I respect that, sir. Please, but if I can exercise my rights with one question,
you can. You can't have all that. But
let me please
go follow him. Go follow him. I ain't in all that. Go follow him.
I respect.
Go follow him.
I respect.
Follow him.
I respect.
Follow him. One more time. One more time. All right, who called? Did he call?
No, I think she drove off and he's very poetic.
What happened? What's going on? What's he?
He's very poetic. And I want to blame like a lot of these like fast food restaurants. You need to ask these dudes, like when they apply for the job, are you a rapper? Are you like an aspiring rapper? I don't think Wendy's should hire any aspiring rapper. Any fast food chain, I don't want you to hire any aspiring rapper. I don't want to hear a Hot 16 when I'm pulling up to get my crispy chicken sandwich. Stop hiring aspiring rappers. Let them go do a hard working job somewhere else. Fast food places, you need to ask these men who apply for these jobs, are they aspiring rappers? And clearly, I also want to know, did they drug test them? Because they supposed to get drug tested. You're supposed to know these people that's working at these fast food restaurants, they're supposed to get drug tested. We need to know if they're on drugs and they serving food.
Amped up about.
I guess because of June.
Is he on that shit?
I went outside for 1 minute. We gave her food. She gone now. Yeah.
Let me no, sir. I understand, sir. I'm sorry. It's just the passion in me, sir. Yeah. So if I was drunk, you would literally hear. Yes, sir.
What's going on?
Yes, sir. You would literally hear me slurring.
So what's
right?
going on? What's
right.
going
I'm sorry. So that kind of makes sense. So speaking of rights, can I exercise?
Sinclair says the lady wants him to stay so he can work her shift. This Negro, he's not capable of working anybody's shift. He can't even work his shift the way he's acting.
Exercise my rights and just ask you a question.
Yeah, ask me a
question. I know. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry.
Now you're sorry.
For the abruption. Yeah. That's Christ.
Tell me what's going on.
That's Christ. So let me tell you what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Let me maintain my bearings.
Yeah.
Huh?
Just breathe for a second. Tell me what
exactly.
you got.
Yeah, take a deep breath, Negro. Do you need some milk? Do you need some Narcan? You need a hit of Narcan to come down on whatever you're blabbering about.
Breathe, just like they taught me with a M16.
What?
That I really held like his glory. This is my story, sir.
Oh my God.
You a police?
Is this Negro rapping?
Fire! 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 Fire!
This nigga started rapping. He's rapping for the cops now. Hold on. Hold on. What is going on here? Sinclair says, why does he have his sleeves rolled up? Sir, I don't want pit stains on my fries. Yeah, I don't know why he's dressed like that. I don't think the Wendy's shirts come like that. So he must have rolled them up. You know, I guess because of the pill or whatever he's on is making his arms hot. You know, when you're high, you don't really you're not really cognizant of all of these things that's going on. Your body's doing all these different things. That's probably why he's acting this way.
I'm sorry. This is Jesus in me. Look at how just cool, calm, and collected I am, sir. And I know I make mistakes and make it hard to believe that, but these are my words. It's just the
spit it out, nigga. Spit it out.
Hurdles so many that corrupt and compel the words that I keep. I'm sorry, sir.
Hey, listen. Does he normally act like this?
He speaks his mind. He's a poet writer. He just speaks his mind. But
well, I want to know, why did Wendy's hire a poet? You supposed to hire somebody to put the fries in the bag. Why Wendy's? I blame Wendy's. Why are you hiring poets? Why are you hiring aspiring rappers? Because if you ask me, I don't think he was acting like this in a job interview. I don't think he was giving 16s and when he sat down for the interview and it was like, hey, you think you could flip some burgers? I could flip the burgers and it won't be a hurdle. And like, I don't think he was doing all these rhyme schemes when he was in the job interview. But now that he got the job, he's rapping every 5 seconds. It's like, why did Wendy's hire a poet?
I know I'm very long and drawn, but I just want you to see the words that I keep.
Nigga, save it for Def Comedy Jam. Nigga, save it for Def Poetry Jam. I don't want to hear that. Save it for Def Poetry Jam. I don't want to hear that. Niggas just want their burgers and their fries. Come on, Wendy. I blame Wendy's. Why did Wendy's hire him? Because even what the coworker said that's just how he is. Like, so I don't think it's the drugs making him doing all this rap. Because clearly, I don't think he came to work high every day. I don't think he came because I don't know how long he's been working there, but I don't think he comes to work high every day. But I do think he be rapping like this every day. Which goes into my thing of why did Wendy's hire a rapper? Why did they hire a nigga that's rap all of his sentences?
Keeping it hurt. You know why? I'm sorry. It's just my gift. I really wear it like my jeans. My name is prolific, right? Let me please show you my rank. No man.
Hey, look.
So let me calm down, sir.
I got you. Hey, look, we're going to give you some space. I want you to feel like you're being backed into a corner, okay?
I don't have a gun.
No, it ain't none of that.
I don't have a gun.
Calm down, listen to these officers. I'm just
head
out, all right,
yes, sir. And I respect
cool
your
and
authority.
just
You don't even have the same skin that's
because you gotta look on the inside of a man.
No, you don't even have the same skin that I have. So let me tell you.
So look.
Let me tell you.
Do you have any knives, anything on you? Do you have any narcotics or anything?
It's just the words that I keep because I understand and exercise and research the rights that I understand. I don't understand every point, huh? I don't understand every point, but I'm gonna give you her context so you can have it.
Sinclair says he's yakking on bathtub meth. Yeah, I don't know. I can't tell you what he's on something. Clearly, he's on something. I don't think this is how he naturally acts, but the staff says that he raps like this all the time. So either he's high at work all the time, or he's just a nigga that likes to rap. Maybe he just turned up today, but he's always rapping.
Yes, ma'am. Hold on. Yeah.
Give him a second.
Yes, sir. Just, I know. Hold on, because it's so many people that really think that I'm tripping. Yeah. And you see this black rag, but I don't claim to be a gangster, sir. So let me show you this man. I'm not defensive of anything, sir. For I had probation. It's supposed to be 2 years. Huh? No, they're supposed, he can do that because I know that that's what he supposed to have to know my identity. But I'm going to show you my...
Can you imagine if you pulled up in the Wendy's drive-thru, right? Now, because remember, a lot of people go to Wendy's late night, right? A lot of people, you know, it might be a late night at work, or maybe you just let's say you got back from the club. Maybe let's say it's 3 a.m. You got back from the club, and here you are in the drive-thru. And I remember a lot of times in drive-thrus, it just be one person there. It'd be one person there. Imagine you pull up to the drive-thru and you got this nigga yakking like this. All you trying to do is get a 444, a Frosty, and go on your way, and you got this nigga yakking. Got this nigga drooling, yakking, and rapping, high out his mind, and he's the one that's supposed to be responsible for getting you your 444. And it goes into what I said, like, yo, Wendy's, you gotta do a better job hiring people. Cause either you just got finesse, either he's just the illest finesse nigga. He came into the job interview and he had a whole different, just a whole different, personality. And then when he got the job, he just changed up on y'all. Or y'all just hiring anybody. And I tend to lean on y'all just hiring anybody. Because the co-workers are saying that he's just poetic. He's always rapping like this. So that tells me he's always acting like this. He's just more turned up today.
Yes, ma'am. And don't you see the respect that I keep in these bones that I have? I know. It's just the passion of a man. So let me calm down to another level that lovers your attention, which I stand as a man.
Getting the gloves out for this nigga.
As a U.S. Marine, grunt, 0311. So how can a drunk man with drugs
Sinclair says that he get the liquor store spice packet. You know, I don't think they sell those anymore. I think those are banned. At least in New York. I know in New York those things are banned. The spice packets, those things are banned.
That's N-word.
I don't even think people smoke those anymore because that was an epidemic. The K2 stuff, when people was smoking the K2 stuff, it came in like a little packets. It was like a little incense that people would buy and they would smoke that shit. I ain't gonna lie. I think I smoked that shit one time. I had a friend that he would buy that shit and he would smoke that shit, and I smoked it one time. I took a hit of that shit. I was like, oh hell no. I took a little puff and that shit had my head rolling. I was like, oh hell no. I don't ever pass me that again. And that nigga was smoking that shit like it was nothing. Like he was smoking and he was fried. That dude was fried, bro. I remember those. I remember like when K2 had first came out, like that shit was epidemic, man. A lot of people was fucking with that shit. They got a lot of those people that messed with the K2 back then. A lot of them went on to start messing with like the fentanyl and all that stuff and the pills and all that stuff. Because if you was messing with the K2 heavy, you had to go to the pills next. Because I can't see how you would smoke something like that. And you know, like. If you were smoking something like that every day, there's no way that you didn't graduate to like pills and stuff like that, because that stuff was dangerous.
Yes, sir. No, sir. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Please, sir. That's nothing. That's nothing. You can have it just like the devil try to tell you. No, that's nothing. Just look. Just look. I know. My name is Byron, sir.
Turn around.
And you can.
Turn around and put your hands behind your back. Turn around and put your hands behind your back.
Yes.
You're gonna get tased.
Okay.
Turn around and put your hands behind your back.
So you gonna
put your hands behind your back.
Yes, sir.
Y'all want to fight?
I have my hands coming.
Turn around.
Because I'm
roll over.
Yes,
roll
sir.
over.
Okay.
Hey, don't you ever touch him.
Okay.
Put your hands behind your back right now.
I'm not touching.
Put your hands behind your back right now.
Sir. Because.
Do not move your hands.
Yes, sir.
Do not.
Yes, sir. I will not move my hands. You know why? Because those.
You're under arrest.
Yes, sir. I understand that.
Quit.
Yes,
Quit
sir.
digging in your pocket.
I'm not bending, sir. Please. So let me show you the attention that I have, sir. Because
I'll be right back. I'm gonna let this play.
do you really see? No. Do you really see a man that's drunk in his words, sir? I don't have any alcohol on me.
No, but you got fucking meth, man. Now chill out.
No, sir. No, sir. Because either you gonna tase me, sir, or you can choose not to erase me, sir. But I'm really no genius because I'm perfect.
Where's his other hand?
Yeah. And when it surfaces, that's how they do a black man that understands that Jesus is just like us. Yeah. There's nothing on me, sir.
You just held up a meth pipe, man.
That's
right
not
in front of our face.
No, sir. No, sir.
Sit up.
Yes, I would sit up because I want to show you that my words have no slur, sir.
You got a lot going on, but I got to advise you of your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or do can be held against you in a court of law.
I can
you have the right to
remain
an
silent.
attorney.
I'm not fighting. I'm not fighting. Hold on.
Come on.
Hold
this
on.
way.
I understand it because they're gonna force you. They're gonna force you because they think you're an animal and your skin is black. But my heart has so much love. It got so much love in me. So my God would defend it. And may I ask one more story? Can I really show you that my skin? I'm seeing.
Don't
what
get in
I
my
mean,
face like that.
I'm not, and I apologize.
Stay.
And you
Put
really,
your belly right there. Put
yes,
your
sir.
belly
My
right
belly
there.
is on it, right? How can a drunk man really
stop?
Really speak like this, sir? Yes, I will sit still. As a black man, and please just listen to words that I speak, because in the beginning, it was Jesus Christ.
Anything in the
Because
pockets?
I'm a black man, there's nothing in my pocket, sir.
Hey, put
As
your
a man,
hands down.
How? When you
Put your
lifting
hands
it up,
down.
sir? You lifting it up, sir?
Stop.
But can't
Move your
you
hand.
see, sir?
It's good.
Please.
Get in.
Please. I know, sir.
Get in.
You're gonna
Get
try
in.
to lock
Hey, hold
me
on,
in.
hold on.
You're gonna try to lock
Get
me
in.
in.
Get in.
Yes, sir, and I'm doing that. So why do you have to
Get
be so
in.
forceful,
Hey,
sir?
get your leg in.
I am.
Golly, man. Look, I don't know what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
The word gets out, this dude's smoking meth up here at Wendy's. There's gonna be a really bad rep on you guys. And when headquarters finds out, you need to go ahead and, I'm not saying what you need to do, but you probably need to go ahead and terminate him.
As a black man, I know you may be taking me to jail, but
You're going to jail for sure.
please, sir, I know.
Coco, look in your phone and tell me my cell phone number real quick. I done forgot my number.
So, as a gentleman and a person that's not defensive, when I'm trying to get you to understand what I'm configuring, sir, and I want to do everything that you.
Then I want you to be quiet.
Yeah. Okay. But please, sir, if I can exercise.
Breathe that way. Breathe
yes,
that
sir,
way.
I'm
Quit
breathing,
talking,
sir.
dude. Quit talking. You breathe all in my face.
Okay.
Where'd you throw the pipe?
So let me tell you that you asked me so many times, and I wasn't really precise because I'm just a black man and I make mistakes. I know that I'm a black man. Yeah, I'm a black man, right? And they're gonna close that gate, right?
The f does that got to do with it?
Yes, sir. Because everything interconnects like that pipe to the bowl at the end, just like that bowl that I spoke about, Katrina. And New Orleans, right, is below sea level. So they're like a bowl in the sand, the same bowl that you saw, right? I'm not doing anything, sir. I'm not showing you a flaw, right? I'm giving you your respect. I'm saying, sir.
The suspect was charged with a felony count of battery on an officer and 2 felony counts of resisting arrest.
Wow.
Thanks for watching the video. Hit the subscribe button and check out another video below.
Yeah, he was out of control. He was out of control. Listen, y'all, I'm gonna call it a night. Salute to Sinclair, salute to Audemars, salute to FBA. I'll call it a night, y'all. Y'all be safe, man.